idea again when I should have just bitten the bullet and said, look, we'll sign up and build along the way.
Yeah. But it's hard to gauge that too, because every situation's a little bit different. So like there's been plenty of times that I've done the exact same thing and said, that's cool, let's just sign into next month when your paycheck comes around or whatever. And always remember that the average person takes 10 exposures. It's like the law. There's an amazing by Eric Worre, it's called 7 Steps. Have you guys all seen that system? It's GoPro by Eric Worre. Have you guys heard of that?
7 systems to success, something.
Yeah, that one. It's got a big 7 in it. For some reason, I'm having a mind blank. But it is fantastic. And because he talks about, he's built network marketing empires in all different organizations. And now his only job is to just interview the best of the best all the time and get the tips and the pointers from the best and the best. So, and he talks a lot about how the average person takes 10 exposures and how fortune's in the follow-up, because the average network marketer never follows up past 2. I follow up once, I follow up again, and they think they're not interested and I'm annoying them and start to make assumptions in their mind, which are 9 times out of 10 we're completely wrong. They're a reflection of us. We feel like we're annoying them. We feel like they're not interested, and all these sort of things start to go through our mind. They're not going to like me anymore if I continue to follow up, and all this basically starts to go through our mind, right? We can all relate to that, and that's where we lose out, because the average person takes 10 exposures to join up. So even if you had have said to your prospect last week, Anita, or back in August, that's okay, we can build you up a pack, chances are she probably still would have said, oh, can I just hold off? I'd like to talk. It was probably just her. The money was just a reflection of her not ready to sign just yet. The vision, the picture, the goal is just not painted big enough just yet. Not to say it's not going to be. It's just not there yet. So sometimes we need to just cool our heels a little bit with that and know that we just need a few more exposures with them. So my biggest tip to you guys is always, always close an exposure with another exposure. Always. So if that was me in that situation, I'd say, no worries, that's fine. We really don't want money to be something holding you back, because the idea of Arbonne is it's something to help you create an income. So it only costs $105 to start, and we'll find a way to get you started. So let's just book in your launch and we'll go from there. You know what I mean? That's, it worked like that. And if she had said to me, oh, okay, well, I've just got this and this on. I just want to talk to my husband first. So can we just hold off on the launch? I'd say, no worries. Well, how about I just give you a call, say, are you free Monday night? And we'll have a chat on Monday night. Okay, cool. So that I have that booking, like, down to the time and the date. I have my calendar at the presentation, and I'm straight in the calendar with, okay, calling Anita at this time, this date, and then a little fun fact about Anita. So Anita is interested in doing the business, just has finances holding her back a little bit, or something like that, so that I can remember. So that's what I do. And then I would give her a call that night and, start to chat to her a little bit more, business appointment on the phone, talk to her a bit more. And if she's still not ready, close it with another appointment. Close it with something else. Well, how about I pop in and drop you off some sample packs, or do you want to go get a coffee together? Do you want to come to a Discover Arbonne, et cetera, or let's book in your launch and roll from there. Yeah, so always keeping up them exposures is so important. It's, definitely is. And that goes for for your preferred clients as well. After they order, look after them. Seriously, this is a long-term business. I have lost, it actually makes me feel a bit sick, probably hundreds of preferred clients that I didn't look after in my first year of the business. I was just too busy getting more to nurture the ones I had. Later on, I realized the value of the ones you already had. Take good care of them, follow up with them. People can't afford to order the entire catalogue. Doesn't mean they don't want the entire catalogue. You just have to be with them the whole time, and they will eventually get the entire catalogue. And then the stuff they got in the beginning of the catalogue's now running out, so they start to reorder. So, taking care of your PCs is huge. Making your events and stuff a really fun place, so that they want to create that again and do it again and again and again. Yeah, but that's a good question, Anita. To close strong with a sale, my tip is, when you're closing off a presentation, is to always have your diary there. Always. Don't start packing up your products until the last person leaves, because it makes people feel like they're holding you up. And if they're interested in the business
Yep.
or anything, it's already taking courage for them to tell you that. So if you start packing up and you're getting out of there, that's like, oh, I won't tell her now. She's in a rush. I'll just leave it. Hang around to always be the last person to leave and pack up when everybody's gone. You really get the benefits when you start earlier and stay later in this business. Trust me, it's it's doing the things when you're not seeing the results immediately that cause a tidal wave of results later that you'll see them pouring in. So, in terms of getting the sale at the end, I always say when I close up, so if you want to get these products into your bathroom tonight and use all look beautiful, so I'm assuming that you do, usually, the biggest problem that I have is everyone wants everything. Please know it's a relationship business. I'm not here today and gone tomorrow. So if you want to just write down your absolute favorites and, if everything was free, what's the things you would love to have to order tonight? And I can see if I can make a pack for you or get you some free items or some free shipping, or see if I can be able to do a deal with you. We also have we have the best preferred client system in the industry. It's so cool. Who loves to shop and save? Right. And they go, yeah, I do. Everyone does. I can get you 40% off tonight on these packs, which is so cool. I'm not too sure how long these sales will hang around. They come and go. So who would like to have a look at them? And their little hands go up, and then I pass them out. And then I say, if you're in a hurry and you need to go, please let me know and I'll come and help you first. And someone always sticks their hand up for that too. Yeah, I do actually have to get going. What foundation did you have on me? And how much is it for that? And this and that and that. And I go, okay, no worries, I'm coming. I'll come straight over to you now. Because we don't know where to go at that point. I stand around going, where do I go? They're all looking at the catalogs, and so set that up so that you've got yourself placed and you know exactly where to go, and ask lots of questions. How did you go? How's your skin feeling? How did you find this? I know you really loved that. That foundation looks incredible. And I always say as well, if you're interested in making an income alongside what you're doing, there's so many people say to me at the end, you know what, I've really been looking for something to make a bit of extra income. We're really struggling financially, or you know what, I'm really hating my job. I was just saying to my husband last night, far out, I hate my job and I'd love to try something different. Let me know and I can give you a curiosity pack. There's no pressure with this. Pressure isn't going to help anyone. It'll be your decision. But I just have some packs here that you can have. Maybe we could organise a coffee date or something and I can explain it to see if it may or may not be a fit for you as well. So keeping it really cruisy and calming and, things like that. That's how I close up at the end. And I work my way with everybody there. Just go and sit next to everyone there and say, how are you going with that? Do you need a hand? Yeah.
And those 40% off packages you were talking about, they're the SVP packs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they're 40% off. And I've got did you ladies get that email with the got you covered and your preferred client packs that Stacey Doyle done up? They're awesome. One's like got you covered, the basics, all about the eyes, the staples. Like, they're great. I sell them all the time. They're awesome packs.
Yes.
And they get a free gift off of the PC list with them packs too, which is really cool. It's a really great value. It's like $200 for 5 products delivered.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So
Really.
definitely a big seller, that one. So I wanted to talk to you ladies tonight. Did you have any more questions though before I move on from that? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that's good, because I watched your part 1 and part 2 at the when Cassie come to your house, and Rob, when he was saying he did 22 and a half in 6 months, I was like, oh my God, I'm still yet to do that in 6 weeks. In 6 weeks. Yes. Yeah. It's like, wow, area manager in 6 weeks. What am I doing wrong?
You're not doing anything wrong. It's not, don't compare yourself to others, because trust me, it took me 8 months, it took me 3 months to get to district, 8 months to get to area. So, business is such a journey.
It's just mind blowing how quick it can work. It's just,
My sponsor, Stacey, she did area manager in her first 2 months in the business as well. She went straight to area. So, it's definitely something that can be done, but you have to be somebody who is kind of already understanding the concept of self-discipline and personal development straight away. For me, I was not that at all. I had to seriously rewire my brain and start to teach myself to back myself. And I had to learn, I knew nothing about network marketing, so I had to learn about our company and our industry. And then I needed to learn about the products as well, because there's 3 beliefs that you must have in this business and if you don't have them, you won't move forward. And that's belief in the products, belief in the industry, and belief in yourself. And you know what? The best actors in the world, if you don't have these 3 beliefs, the best actors in the world cannot pretend that they do. And people do not join people who don't have those beliefs. Does that make sense? Like, yourself, people follow people who know where they're going, and they'll only jump on board with someone. That's why I recommend, to plug into the training calls, to attend the conferences if you can. And I'm such a pusher, I suppose you could say, in terms of events and stuff, because it puts like a sound in your voice, and people are drawn to that sound like a magnet. And it's insane where that can take you. You don't have to go to events to get that. The events give you that sound so much, but people can create that sound overnight if they plug in and start to learn and develop and grow. And that's why I say read personal development, because it makes you believe in yourself. And then I say plug into the calls and plug into iDesign, because it makes you believe in the business and the products. Just do a little, and it's only like an hour of learning a day, 30 minutes of reading and 30 minutes on iDesign a day, and you would have all them 3 ticked off, tick, tick, tick. And by the time you do that and you are offering the business the right way, you will go area manager, regional vice president. It all just starts to flow before you know it. And I love that saying, if you can see the path to your goal's not big enough. You should look at it and be like, how the heck am I going to achieve that? Because that's how I remember I still look at Nation and go, how am I going to do this? Like, I can't see it, but I just have faith that if I keep growing myself and I keep learning, I will hit it. I will get there. And I just work at it every single day consistently to make sure that happens. So, elevations like area and stuff, if you guys want to be at our leadership retreat next year, if you want to be an area manager this year, take it to the bank that you can, because, oh my gosh, I'd put my kid's life on it that you can. I know for a fact that you can. You actually, if you believed in yourself as much as I believed in you, you would know you have the power in your little finger to make that happen. Because you do. You really do. And it's just, especially as mums, we put everything first. Do you know what I mean? All the kid shit goes first, all the husband stuff goes first, everything else goes first, and then Arbonne becomes a hobby. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can. It is freezing lots, but I can still hear you.
Yeah. Okay. It might be my internet connection, Crystal. Sorry. Just tell me to type stop if you can't hear me.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can't remember what I was saying now. Yeah, we do. You have it in you to do it, and it's just about having that clarification, because sometimes you have all the inspiration and all the motivation, and you're kind of like just spinning around on the spot because you don't know where to put it. You're like, I want to do it. I would do a party every single night if I could get one. Like, how do I create this? How do I get this happening? So it's about knowing what you're looking for. Like, I love how Cass said the other night, if I told you to find all the green in the room, you'd look out and you'd find all the green things. They start to look for you. But if I say, just find anything that's, like something that's very vague, you can't find, you know what I mean? You start to get, is that it, or is that it, or is that it as well? And it starts to get cloudy. So the idea is why we say, only 5% of the population set their goals, write their goals down, and 5% of the population make 95% of the income. Not a coincidence. It's because they have that clarity. They really know what it is that they're looking for. Therefore, they can find it much quicker. So, oh, hang on. Yours are frozen. You can all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
I can hear you. You're frozen now.
So, like, if I was you guys, okay, if I was you right now, I would be making my goal area manager by the end of the year, because you know what? Even if you don't hit it, you're going to be so close to it, and you'll be really ending your year. You know yourself what it feels like when you gave something all you had, how good that feels. No matter where you're at, it's not about hitting it. It's about doing something that you didn't think you could do and doing it all in, and really backing yourself on it. So when you go for something like that, if you hit it, it's incredible, and you can hit it. And then you'll be at leadership retreat, you've got the giving back incentive, you'd be getting bracelets and dining out vouchers and holidays, and everything would all come into your grasp at the end of the year just for going area manager. So if the time is now to do something like that. And I don't know if you have noticed in your Arbonne businesses, but September is the biggest month in Arbonne every single year. And October and November are big, big months in Arbonne. So they're the months that you want to decide, because I can guarantee that you guys have so many people in your network. You can pick up the phone and give a phone call to tonight and say, I just want to practice on you. I would just love to offer the business to you. And where it goes from there is insane. So, Cass spoke about finding your 4, because that's what this business is about. Like, you ultimately want to find the 4 people. If you had a multi-million-dollar organization, who would you love to sit around the table at the top level of that company to run it with you? When you really look like that, who can you see sitting on them chairs? Because they're the people, when you think about, our conference next year, AAC next year, who do you want to be there in the Crystals region and in Jackie's region? Who can you vision as part of that, as part of your team, as someone that you're proud to have there? Do you know what I mean? So they're the people that you really want to get into your business ASAP, because they're the people that are going to take the business to the next level. And think about people too that need it. You know what I mean? Because if you're just thinking about your business, it's really, really difficult to move forward and get people to join you. And when you're just thinking about you and your business, that's when the doubt starts to creep in of your belief in yourself and of your belief in the business and the belief in the products, and all this stuff starts to roll into our mind and we start to get foggy again. So take a step back and think, oh, my friend was saying to me just the other day how miserable she is at her job. Or I know my friend the other day was saying she'd love to go on a holiday. She hasn't been on a holiday for 2 years because she can't afford it. So them people, they're the people that you want to give a ring and say, you know what? Hey, Anita, I just wanted to give you a call. I want to tell you about this business that I've jumped on board with. I've always admired your parenting. You've been such a hard-working mom and you're always there for your boys. And I just think that you have the personality that would do really well. Can I please tell you about this business? There's something very powerful about a phone call. You guys probably see me post that all the time. I can't stress it enough. I said my 2 sisters are a great example. They're probably going to listen to this and laugh. But, my sister Bree is 19 and she's the most coachable person I've ever met in the entire organisation. My sister Cass is 26. She's coachable too. She is definitely coachable, but she, I suppose when you're young, society hasn't beaten your dreams out of you yet. So you're still very big thinking. Does that make sense? As you start to get a bit older, you start to doubt yourself more, and there's been so many negative people who've influenced your brain and things like that. So anyway, Cass messaged people, even though I said to call, and my sister Bree called when I told her to call. The same message. The only difference was my sister called, is that Bree called and Cass didn't. Bree signed up 3 consultants in a week. Cass has been in the business for a few months, and she said to me the other day, I wish I just had called them as well, because I would have signed up some too. Can you see the power of that? People just feel copy and pasted. She's probably sent this to every single one in her Facebook list. I don't feel special one bit. It's not the same. It's not the same as ringing someone and saying, hi, Jackie, how are you? Like, that's personalized straight to you. Compliment them on why you're calling them in particular and organize a call. And if you guys want, book me in and say, I'd love to organize a 3-way call with Denny. She's been doing the business for a few years. I would love to learn from Denny how to do a business appointment as well. So if we could do a call with Denny, you could hear the ins and outs of it, and I'll be able to learn at the same time, which would be amazing. And then give us a call. Danny, I've got a friend of mine. She's keen to have a listen to the business opportunity. When can I book you in? And I'll be like, anytime after 7. I'm so proud of you. Let's do it. and we're off. And that's how fast things start to happen. And they say if you don't have a list, you don't have a business. So my number one thing to you to do straight after this call, if you haven't already, is have a list. You should have a list with everyone's name who you would love to be a part of your business in some way, whether it's a list of people you're going to give a phone call to see if you can do a facial on, whether it's a list you're going to give them a call to see if they'll have a presentation for you, or a list of people you're going to call to offer the business to. No list, no business. It's that black and white. Like, at the end of the day, it's a business, and that's your business. They're your customers. So we need to get some customers for your shop. That's what's going to be the difference. So you want to find your 4 people, because you think if you bring 4 people into the business, right, the average person starts on 1,000 QV. So if you bring 4, and we've still got like how long have we got left this month? 1 week? We got another weekend, don't we? Yeah, we do.
10
2
days.
weeks.
10 days. Yeah.
10 days. Yeah.
Just a week. Yeah.
So much time. It's insane. So, you think about by the time you project them phone calls out there and get some business appointments and stuff happening, and you have 4 people that are interested in joining you in your business, and they all start this month, that's going to make you a district manager. Then next month, you teach them the same thing to find your 4. Let's find your 4 people this month. Find 4 people, guys. I'm not going to lie. You're going to need to ring like 20, right? Minimum 20, possibly even 30. You need to give everybody a call and breathe belief into them. Trust me when I say no one will be offended that you called them. They're going to be like, thank you so much for thinking of me. That's so cool. I'm so happy you're loving your business.
I had one who was, not quite impressed.
Really? I've never, ever had that. What did she say?
A lot of nasty things. I won't go into it, but she
was she your friend? Nasty things about things. So obviously something's happened to her in the industry somewhere, or someone that she knows has. It makes no sense.
I don't know. She was a preferred client of mine, and she's been to quite a few events too, like to help me out, like come to DAs and things like that. And she was actually one of the first people to have a party for me. But just in the last, probably since November last year, really, really distant. And like her work has picked up too.
Yeah.
But I thought, I'll reach out because I know that she really hates what she's doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, who else do you want on there apart from your best friends, And she was not impressed, and she told me if I think that I'm leaving her behind, then I'm not. I just need to do what I need to do and forget all about her because
well, that's fine.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Each to their own. That's totally a reflection on her, and I've never heard that. Honestly, I swear on my kid's life, in my 3 years in network marketing, that's the first time I've ever heard of that. I've just people are just generally.
But even people I don't even know have never acted like that, and that's where
it's a big reflection on her. It's a massive reflection on her and whatever's happened that day. And anyone who's mean in any way, shape, or form, it's always a reflection of them. I choose to never take that on. Like, that's your own thing going on. It's got nothing to do with me. And I'm just going to let you have that. But, I've always found people like, there's no harm in hearing it out. I'd love to hear it out. Book me in. I'll help you out. When you actually talk to somebody and they can feel that humbleness in your voice, they're happy to help out. Or they say, thank you so much for thinking of me. I'm, flat stick at the moment with work and the kids and stuff. I just don't think it's something that's for me. But thanks for thinking of me. And guess what? You've planted a seed, and now they're watching you to see. You've drawn their attention over to what you're doing, even though they said it's not for them yet. Lydia, your sponsor, said no to me for 6 months, then decided to take it forward. So you never know. Lydia was my group leader when I finished school and at my first job. So, and we just stayed in touch. And a few years after that, I jumped on board with the business, rang her. She said no. 6 months later, she said yes. She's a principal, very educated woman, just wants more time. Sometimes people who make a lot of money doesn't mean that they're happy. Sometimes they just want more time. So go through your list, and just see. You never know, and find out what they're paying. You have an amazing job, but I thought you might have been after more time like myself. Or I know you have all the time in the world, to do something like this. Probably don't say that. That would be a bit offensive. But, because no one thinks they have all the time in the world. But, so find your 4. That's your goal. To aim at something like leadership retreat at the end of the year, you want to go like 5, 10, 14, if that makes sense. So when you find your 4, then next month you teach them to find their 4. Guess what happens when they all find 4? You're now in area qual. That's how that happens. It's not like a hopes and dreams and a hopefully, and I'm going to set this goal and see what happens. That's how it happens. It's a strategy. It's strategic stuff. So you've got to have that up, have written on your strategy chart. My goal, September, 4 new consultants, district manager. October, My 4 consultants finish district manager. I go into area qual. 3rd month, my consultants are all now going on into area qual and things like that as well. And I'm a finished, very strong area. Woohoo, bring on Christmas. This is cool. My R1 check is now a full-time wage. You know, an area manager makes between 2,000 and 8,000 a month. Wouldn't that be sick to end Christmas on, knowing that you've also earned all the incentives and you're heading to the leadership retreat? And honestly, I wish you guys knew, like, if I can do it, you can do it. Like, it really is something that's doable. There's so much power in jumping on that phone and making the phone calls. And I know, like, people say to me, I've made the phone calls, Dan, and I really go, yeah, have you, but, and how many? You know, like 3 phone calls. Yeah, you're probably not going to build a team on 3 phone calls. You've got to make more. You've got to get out there, get your list happening, get meeting people, you know, really get it happening. Have that mentality. If you knew, like, how can I explain it? If you could just have a taste of what this business starts to be like from area manager on, like it's willable then, it's a really good income then, and it just, Arbonne really starts to rain recognition onto you, and it just gets, and it starts to snowball. Like, my business went, just as an example, and I don't say this to blow my own horn, I say this to explain how it works and what's possible, because I took 3 months to go district manager. I had no clarity. I didn't really know what I was doing. My auntie sponsored me into the business, and then that's all she did. She sponsored me and then left me. So I tracked down Stacey Doyle and Kelly and stuff, and I said, I just need some help. And so Stacey picked me up and gave me some help and helped me recognize exactly what I needed to do. So by the time I got that down pat, I went into area manager qual and finished area, and I went over to Vegas. When I come home from Vegas, you know how I was saying the belief in your voice? I thought I'd rang everybody when I got home from Vegas. I'd been in the business for about 10 months or something like that, 9 months. And I thought I'd rang my entire friends list. When I got home from Vegas, I wrote another list, and I wrote another list of like 30 names of people who come to me again. You know how that happens? You think you've got a list of everyone, and then another name pops in and another name pops in. You know, write them down. When the names pop in, write them down everywhere. The biggest thing we procrastinate on is we think, okay, I need to give myself 5 hours or a whole day to call this list, instead of I'm just going to call one person a day. If you just call one person a day with the consistency of that, can you imagine what your business would look like in 6 months from that one phone call a day? Instead, we procrastinate and hope that we're going to have 5 hours. We're mothers. When the hell are we going to have 5 hours to sit down and make these phone calls? Never. So we're going to procrastinate on that for 6 months and then be like, oh, this business isn't working for me. That's what I did anyway. So when I understood the power of what you can do in 10 minutes, my business started to change. In 10 minutes, I can make a phone call and book something in. So I just go to my list of names. I've got 10 minutes. I go over to my list of names and see who's next. Okay, I've got Jackie next. I was going to ask Jackie if I could do a facial. Hey, Jackie, I was just ringing to see, I'm really close to elevating in my business, and I was hoping you might let me come over and practice a facial on you to get my skills up for a presentation I have next weekend. I'd even say that if I didn't have a presentation next weekend. And they'd be like, yeah, you can come and practice on me. That's fine. Oh, that would mean so much to me. It would really help me get my confidence up, and I'd really value your opinion on what you thought of everything as well. Yeah, no worries. When do you want to come over? I'll come over next week. Cool. Done. That's 10 minutes done. Facial booked. And then the next day I'd have another 10 minutes. Crystal's names come up. Crystal, I'd love to tell you about this business opportunity. You've got kids like me, and what it's done for me and the time I've got for my kids. I think of you often, and I think it might be something you will love as much as I love it. You know, something along those lines. Can I book a business appointment in with you? Let's have a coffee. Okay, done, booked. Or Crystal might say, thank you so much for thinking of me. I'm just really busy at the moment. No worries. You know what? I still feel just as good because I've called someone, whether I get a yes or a no. There's a book called Go for the No. Be proud when you get a no, because it means you're doing it. It means you're out there. Flaunt your failures. Flaunt your failures. You should be proud of them. The only people who are laughing at your failures are the people who aren't doing anything. Because people who are doing anything at all are proud of you for your failures, because they know what it takes and they know that they've done them too. So always, always remember that. So yeah, is this all making sense? I'm getting off on my tangent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I just
If
put
you
my
have
phone
any,
on charge.
you're right. If you have any questions anywhere, just stop me and ask, and let me know. So the main thing that I really want to get across with you guys tonight is to get your list out and have it somewhere where you can see it so that you can do your phone calls in your 10-minute gaps. Because as mums, that's usually what we get is 10-minute slots throughout the day. And to have your strategy out, to know what you're looking for. Right, I'm looking for 4 business builders like myself. That's my ultimate goal. And I'm going to bring these 4 business builders all the way to their car, which is going to make myself a nation. That's my ultimate goal. So I've got 4 business builders. That's my first goal. Once I find 4, I'm a district. Once I take 4 to district, I'm an area. Once I take 4 to area, I'm a region. Once I take 4 to region, I'm a nation. And that's Arbonne. That's like the whole business in a nutshell. So where am I up to? So I love this wheel. This is something too that I really encourage you ladies to have written down somewhere, is a wheel like this, divided up into pies. Anita, you might have seen me do this training on your skills. It's so powerful. Have this up just somewhere like your list and then your wheel. Because you know how I was saying you want to go to work every day just for a little bit on yourself and on the business, right? And, on you, your skills. So I do my personal development every day to go to work on me to help me believe in myself and to back myself. And then I go to work every day, even if it's for 15 minutes. If I have 15 minutes, great. Sometimes I have an hour, sometimes I have 5. But I will never have a day that I don't touch on it at some point. It's the consistency that's the key. It's not about doing 5 hours once a week. It's doing, you'd be better off to do 15 minutes a day than 5 hours once. So a circle like this with your skills in it. So get a circle, draw it up and divide it into 7. In one section, you want finding prospects. And then in the other section, you want inviting. And then following up. I have no idea. What does that say? Closing. What Anita was talking about before. That was a great question. That's a skill. Getting people started. You really need to learn how, you got to know how to start people into the business. Promoting events and presenting. And what you want to do at the end of the month, every month, so we're coming up to or even do it tonight, and then do it again at the end of the month. Say the middle of the circle here is 0 and out here is 10. If you're amazing at that skill, like you're the Cassandra House of that skill, you're a 10, colour the whole lot in. So for me, for example, let's just say I feel like I'm pretty good at presenting. So I've been working on that for 3 years. I watch a training on iDesign every day, whether it's a DA. I posted the other day watching the DA on iDesign. I watch them all the time before I present. I could present with my, I know the presentation so well, but that's why. And I love how at AAC, Tara said, even the pros practice, never ever stop. We all, we just keep polishing that. So anyway, I'd give myself a pretty good score for presenting. Promoting events, I could probably be a little bit better than at that. Like letting everybody know when things are on and being on top of that and then advertising them. So I'd probably, give myself maybe a 6. Getting people started, I feel like I'm pretty good at that. We've got iDesign now, which really helps us, but I've done a lot of training in that. Closing events, actually, I could probably really touch up on my training in that, so I'm probably going to give myself a 6. Following up, that's probably where I'm not that strong, not as strong as I should be either. I'm probably going to give myself a 7. Inviting people, I could probably be a bit stronger at that too. And finding prospects, since I've had Brock, I don't leave the house as often as I used to, and I would like to. So my wheel looks something like this. See where my level is up to of my skill? So I can, when I have time, I'm going to go to work on here and see where I need to go to work on. Imagine that these are the wheels on your Benz. It's not going to go very far. We've got to polish them. You know what I mean? So go to work on where you feel like you're lacking. Following up, I need help in there. If that's where you feel like you need help, Google Eric Worre, skill training, following up. I've even got trainings on these guys. Google, go to YouTube and put in Denny Lee's skill training. And you know, check out, as I'll talk about each specific skill and where you can find some information, how to grow that. So, you know, that's something that's going to really help you learn about the business and how to present the business. You've got iDesign and the website where you can go to the search bar and type in some products. Imagine reading one product a day. Meet the product a day. Imagine if you did that every day, how much you'd know in 6 months' time. It'd take you 1 minute to do that, literally 1 minute. When you have your lunch, instead of having your lunch and reading a magazine or watching a bit of telly or whatever, just go over to log onto your website, go to the source and put in RE9 cleanser. Read the Meet the Product. Find out the key ingredients and what exactly they do. Next day, the foundation. Oh, it's OptiLight, so it doesn't flash white. I didn't know that. It's going to help you at your next little event. So little things like that. So as I was saying, you know, you really want to go to work on your 3 beliefs. Always understand this business, that people buy what you do. People buy why you do it, not what you do. Okay, so that works like this. See how I've got why, how, and what? The average person who has absolutely no sales training, has no idea what they're doing pretty well, and just having a stab at it, will start by telling somebody what they do. Hi, my name's Denny. I'm an album consultant. I sell products that are pure, safe, and beneficial. They're made from, you know, beautiful herbs and botanicals and things, and they're much better for you. Want to buy them? Yeah? And then I'll say, they're grown over in Switzerland. The how? Our ingredients are sourced from Switzerland. They reverse the signs of aging and get rid of fine lines and things like that. And the makeup is beautiful. Want to buy them. And a person who has sales training and knows what to do knows that this is where you need to start. This is where you're going to make every single sale you ever have. And it actually goes this way out. Hi, my name's Denny. I got involved in this business 3 years ago. I used to run a family daycare from my house. I loved my family daycare. However, I felt like I was at the mecca of how much money I could make doing that. And I have really big goals and dreams. And when my auntie rang me and offered me this business, she spoke a lot about financial freedom. And I thought, oh my goodness, I'd really love to have a go at that. I would love the opportunity to do a business that's so much bigger than, you know, the average business, where I have the opportunity to make a lucrative income. Once I tried the products, I fell in love with them. They're all botanically based, and, you know, we've got leading biochemists in Switzerland growing our ingredients, and they reverse the signs of aging. And then you go into exactly what you do. So now I just show people how to take what they're already using and replace it with something safer and better for them. Are you interested in knowing any more? See that entire difference? It's so powerful. So jot down on your pen and paper there to know your I story. It's in iDesign. It's under the Power Start tile. You know, when you click on Power Start and the video comes up and then the documents are underneath, go through those documents and you will see in there it says I story. Get that out and get that. You would actually think I was a bit crazy if you saw how much I said that to myself in the mirror before I like every night. I'd write my I story out and get up in the mirror and be like, hi, I'm Denny. And I'd be like, okay, what's the next stop point? Who introduced you to the business? So my auntie introduced me to the business, and I would just get that so mastered. It's been put together perfectly. There's a lot of psychological stuff in it and things like that, because it's coming from sales experts, you know, and it starts with your why. It's so important. To your first 60 seconds with someone is everything. So every phone call that you make, start with your I story. You know, hey, Crystal, I haven't spoken to you in so long. You know how I've been running a family daycare from my house and I love it. My auntie rang me and told me about this business I've just jumped on board with. And even though I love my family daycare, I just loved the opportunity to be able to make a lucrative residual income, because I have such big goals and I just can't reach them. I feel like I'm at the mecca with this. And I was just thinking of you. You know, you've got a few little kids like me, and you're such an amazing mum. I always love your personality. I always love your company. You have such a beautiful personality, and I think you'd be really great at it too. I'd love to tell you about it. You know, start with your why. That's people buy what you do, why you're doing it. You're your best product. So they're my tips for you ladies tonight. It's been a good little area hub. I think we just lost our internet connection there.
Yeah.
But before I close up, do you guys have any questions that you want to ask?
I don't think I have any more, but Crystal, do you have any?
No, that was really good, Danny. Thanks. I can't think of anything else at the moment.
No worries.
Just randomly, do you know when the next Toowoomba DA is?
Yeah, this Tuesday coming, the last Tuesday of the month. So what is that?
The last Tuesday. I'll write that down. So that'll be the 27th.
Yes, I was thinking the 27th.
Okay.
Yeah, the 27th.
I just got to try and let somebody know. I just got to give her a bit of notice. That's all. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. Give her a call. Give her a bell. Yeah. No, that's
good advice. Got to call people more.
That's it.
Definitely.
Magic happens outside your comfort zone. The further outside your comfort zone you are, the more magic that will happen. I was an absolute crying mess in Vegas because I just couldn't believe the magic I'd created. Do you know what I mean? Like when I looked back to how many times I felt so awkward, I'm not going to lie, if I had $1 for every time I was like this on the phone, because I was so nervous, couldn't even hold it. I'm like, I got it together. But then they'd be, that sounds good. And as soon as they answer, you're like, why did I build myself up? And why was I so anxious? That wasn't even hard.
Yeah.
It's all in here.
Yeah.
All in here.
Definitely.
And the rest will just happen automatically. It's like this cycle happens when we grow ourselves, when we actually read the personal development books and actually listen to the audios and things. We grow, and confidence is a muscle. No one's born with it. No one's just like, this baby's born and it's going to have all the confidence in the world to achieve big things. It's the things the choices that they make that give them that confidence. 9 times out of 10, it's the books they read and the things they're listening to. When you develop that confidence, yourself, like when you actually read a page of a great book, you feel unstoppable, right? You read it and you think, I can do this. But then what happens is we don't read it again for 2 weeks and we put it on the shelf because as mums, we don't get the time to get back to the book or whatever, and it goes back on the shelf. And then we pull it out again and think, why do we put this back on the shelf? I've been loving this book. And as soon as you dive into it again, that confidence comes. And as the confidence starts, the mind starts, and we start to think of opportunities, and we start to think, that name, write it down. Her, write it down. And things start to come, I know what I haven't done. I haven't asked that Jim down there. You write it down. Like all these things start to come. So the reason I say we've got to read, you've got to grow yourself, is because it works in a cycle. It gives you the confidence to ask. And then when you ask people and they say yes and they want to join you, now you need to grow because you're becoming a leader and people are following you. So it's like you grow, you learn, you grow, you learn, you grow, you learn, and it keeps going. And you grow, you ask, you grow, you ask, and it keeps going. When you stop, if you stop asking, you stop growing. You stop growing, you stop asking. And there's no way around that. It's just the nuts and bolts to the business. So grow and ask, trust me, and your wildest dreams will come true, I promise. That's exactly how it works. Yeah, but no, it's been really good tonight. I enjoyed having a chat with you guys.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Great. Yeah.
No worries. Reach out to me if you need anything. Okay, anything at all.
No worries.
Talk to you all
That's
soon.
good.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
No worries. Bye.
Bye.